I thought it was a piece of jewelry that women wore that looked like a bug. In fact, it's a bug.
Think you've seen it all? Wait until you meet the bugs that break every rule of nature.
Look at the size of that thing, folks. That's a big female brown recluse.
From armored giants to venomous surprises.
In this room are 8,000 of one of the deadliest animals in the world. And no, this is not a tank full of great white sharks. These are tsetse flies.
These insects are more than weird. The scientists discovered they are among the world's most dangerous insects, and let's just say they are all terrifying. Let's dive in. 20. Jewel beetle. Thyannia agrena is a species within the Buprestidae family, commonly referred to as jewel beetles due to their metallic iridescent exoskeletons. Scientists discovered this species in the 19th century. The Buprestidae family encompasses over 15,000 species across 700 genera, with a global distribution. These beetles are characterized by their structural coloration, where microscopic textures in their cuticle reflect specific light frequencies, resulting in their distinctive iridescence. This iridescence serves as a form of camouflage, making them less visible to predators. Studies have shown that birds are less likely to attack iridescent beetles compared to non-iridescent ones, suggesting that the changing colors can confuse or deter predators. The larvae of Buprestidae beetles are typically wood borers, feeding on the inner layers of trees and shrubs. While some species can be pests, others play a role in the decomposition of dead wood, contributing to nutrient cycling in ecosystems. Research into the optical properties of jewel beetles' exoskeletons has potential applications in materials science, particularly in developing surfaces that mimic their light-reflecting abilities. This could lead to innovations in creating materials with specific optical properties without relying on pigments. 19. Hercules moth. The Hercules moth, also known as Coscinacera hercules, is the largest moth in the world by wing surface area. Scientists discovered the species in 1876. It was first described by Australian entomologist William Henry Miskin. The moth is native to the rainforests of northern Queensland and New Guinea. It belongs to the Saturniidae family, which includes many of the world's giant silk moths. Adult female Hercules moths can reach a wingspan of up to 11 inches. Males are smaller but have long tail-like extensions on their hindwings. Both sexes are brown with transparent spots on their wings. The adult moth does not eat or drink. It lives off energy stored during the caterpillar stage and survives for only a few days. Its only purpose during that time is reproduction. The caterpillars are pale green and can grow up to 5 inches long. They feed on the leaves of rainforest trees, especially species like Disoxylum muelleri and Glochidion ferdinandi. After reaching full size, they spin a brown silk cocoon and pupate for several weeks. The Hercules moth is not considered endangered, but is sensitive to deforestation. 18. Macrodontia cervicornis. Macrodontia cervicornis is one of the largest beetles in the world, both in body size and total length. It was first described by Carl Linnaeus in 1758, belonging to the Cerambycidae family, also known as longhorn beetles, and is found in the rainforests of South America, especially in countries like Brazil, Ecuador, Peru, and Colombia. Adult males are known for their oversized mandibles, which can be almost as long as the rest of the body. These mandibles are used mainly for fighting with other males. A full-grown male can reach a total length of over 17 centimeters, including the mandibles. Females are shorter and have smaller jaws. Macrodontia cervicornis larvae are wood borers. They live inside dead or decaying trees for several years while developing. Adult beetles, like many in their family, have a short lifespan and are rarely seen. Their exact diet as adults is not well documented, but many similar species do not feed at all in the adult stage. Its size and mandibles often attract attention from collectors and researchers. However, habitat loss and illegal trade can pose risks to its populations in the wild. 17. Giant burrowing cockroach. The giant burrowing cockroach is the heaviest cockroach species in the world. Native to Queensland, Australia, and living in dry eucalyptus forests, it was first formally described in 1895. Unlike many other cockroach species, it does not have wings and does not infest human homes.
This is the giant burrowing cockroach. It's one of the largest cockroaches in the world. If you were to hold it, it would fill the palm of your hand.
This cockroach can weigh up to 1.2 ounces and grow over 3 inches long. It is known for its strong legs, which it uses to dig permanent burrows up to 1 meter deep. These burrows help the insect escape predators and regulate body temperature in extreme weather. The species is also called the rhinoceros cockroach because of its bulky body and armored appearance. It feeds mainly on dry eucalyptus leaves, helping break down plant matter and recycle nutrients into the soil. This makes it an important part of its ecosystem. Giant burrowing cockroaches can live for up to 10 years. They give birth to live young. Unlike most cockroaches that lay eggs, the mother keeps her offspring in the burrow for the first few months. 16. Apis dorsata. Apis dorsata is a wild species of honeybee found across South and Southeast Asia. First described by Johann Christian Fabricius in 1793, this bee is known for its massive size and highly defensive behavior. It has a large-scale honey production and plays a major role in forest pollination. Unlike domesticated honeybees, Apis dorsata nests in the open, usually hanging combs from high tree branches, cliff faces, or building ledges. Each colony constructs just one large comb, which can exceed 5 feet in length. The bees are highly territorial and will defend their nest aggressively, often in large swarms. 15. Brown recluse spider. The brown recluse spider is a venomous species native to the central and southern United States. First documented by arachnologists in the early 20th century, it gained attention when scientists discovered its medically significant bite and its ability to survive in indoor environments for long periods.
Look at the size of that thing, folks. That's a big female brown recluse.
This spider is small, with up to an inch in body length, and is usually light to dark brown. It has a distinctive violin-shaped mark on its cephalothorax, but identification based on color alone is unreliable. It's called a recluse because it avoids human contact and hides in dark, undisturbed spaces like closets, basements, and attics. Though it rarely bites, when it does, the venom can destroy tissue in the area. In severe cases, the bite leads to necrosis, but most bites result in mild skin irritation or heal without medical treatment. The spider is not aggressive and usually only bites when pressed against the skin. 14. Paper wasps. Paper wasps belong to the genus Polistes and are known for building open, papery nests out of chewed plant fibers mixed with saliva. What sets paper wasps apart is their nest structure, typically a single horizontal comb with hexagonal cells attached to surfaces like eaves, branches, or fences. Colonies are usually small with only a few dozen individuals. They are not aggressive by default, but will defend their nest if disturbed.
Each nest is started by a single female, but unlike other wasp species, she's not a queen.
These wasps play an important role in gardens and agriculture. Adults feed on nectar, while they hunt caterpillars and other soft-bodied insects to feed their larvae. This makes them natural pest controllers. Paper wasps show a basic social structure with a dominant queen and subordinate workers. However, dominance can shift, and in some species, workers can become reproductive if the queen dies. Though not as feared as yellowjackets, their sting is painful and can cause allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. 13. Africanized bee. Africanized bees, often called killer bees, are a hybrid species that came from crossbreeding Apis mellifera scutellata, which is a subspecies from Africa, with European honeybees. Scientists discovered the hybrid in Brazil in the 1950s, after an experiment to increase honey production went wrong. Some of the African bees escaped quarantine and began breeding with local bee populations. The result was a new strain with high survival traits and aggressive defense behavior. These bees spread quickly throughout South and Central America and reached the southern United States by the 1990s. Unlike regular honeybees, Africanized bees respond to threats in large numbers and chase intruders over long distances.
But bees are the types of bees one expert says have swarmed into several colonies in River Oaks. Africanized killer bees are typically smaller than the average European bee.
They still pollinate and produce honey like other honeybees, but their unpredictability and defensive nature have led to human injuries and fatalities. Most attacks occur when a person or animal disturbs the hive, even unintentionally. Despite the nickname, they are not more venomous than other honeybees. The danger actually comes from how many bees sting at once. Africanized bees have adapted well to tropical and subtropical environments and continue to expand their range where conditions allow. 12. Assassin caterpillar. The assassin caterpillar, known scientifically as Lonomia obliqua, is one of the most venomous caterpillars on Earth. Scientists discovered its medical importance in the 1980s when a series of unexplained human deaths in southern Brazil were traced back to contact with this species. It is found in parts of South America, especially Brazil, Argentina, and Venezuela. The caterpillar looks harmless at first glance. It blends into tree bark and leaves, making accidental contact more likely. Its body is covered with spiny bristles that release potent venom when touched. This venom doesn't just cause pain, it can trigger a dangerous reaction that prevents blood from clotting, leading to internal bleeding, organ failure, and sometimes death. Most recorded envenomations happen when people brush against a group of these caterpillars resting on tree trunks. Victims often don't notice right away, but symptoms can begin within hours. Brazil's health authorities later developed an anti-venom specifically for Lonomia stings. Despite the danger, the caterpillar has also drawn scientific interest for potential medical uses. Its anticoagulant properties are being studied for possible applications in treating blood clots. 11. Kissing bugs. Kissing bugs are blood-feeding insects known for transmitting Chagas disease. Scientists discovered their role as disease vectors in the early 1900s, when Brazilian physician Carlos Chagas identified both the insect and the parasite it carries. They are native to the Americas, especially Central and South America, but some species also live in the southern United States. They get their name because they tend to bite around the mouth and eyes while people sleep. Most species are active at night and live in cracks, under mattresses, or near animal nests. The real danger comes not from the bite itself, but from the bug's feces. When a person scratches the bite area, the parasite can enter through broken skin. Chagas disease can stay silent for years before causing heart or digestive problems. Over 6 million people are infected across Latin America, while efforts to control kissing bugs include spraying insecticides, improving housing, and screening blood donations. There is no vaccine, and treatment works best when the infection is caught early. 10. Ticks. It's time for today's subscriber pick. Ticks have always been feared for what they carry: Lyme disease, fevers, and in rare cases, even paralysis. But recent studies suggest we might not be taking them seriously enough.
In fact, ticks can't even jump. They're actually more like opportunists who take what they can get.
Deep in isolated regions, scientists discovered cases where victims developed bizarre, blister-like growths that no one could explain. Was it a mutation, a reaction, or something entirely new? Some researchers believe we're only scratching the surface of what these parasites are capable of. Scientists discovered the world's most dangerous insects, and they're terrifying. The question now is, have we already seen the worst of them, or is something stranger still out there? 9. Tsetse fly. The tsetse fly is a blood-feeding insect native to sub-Saharan Africa. Scientists discovered it in the early 20th century, and yes, it's quite dangerous. The parasite it carries is Trypanosoma brucei, and the fly passes it to humans and animals through its bite.
In this room are 8,000 of one of the deadliest animals in the world. And no, this is not a tank full of great white sharks. These are tsetse flies.
Tsetse flies are about the size of a housefly, but can be identified by their forward-projecting proboscis and wings that fold directly over one another when at rest. Both males and females feed on blood, unlike mosquitoes where only females bite. When a tsetse fly bites an infected host, it picks up the parasite. The parasite develops inside the fly and is passed on to the next host through saliva. In humans, the disease starts with fever and headaches, but if untreated, it can cross into the central nervous system, causing confusion, coordination loss, and death. Efforts to control the fly include sterile insect techniques, traps, and clearing vegetation where they breed. While cases of sleeping sickness have dropped due to public health campaigns, the fly remains a threat in certain regions. 8. Asian giant hornet. The Asian giant hornet is the largest hornet species in the world. It can grow up to 2 inches long, with a wingspan of around 3 inches, and it has a distinctive orange-yellow head with large, powerful mandibles. The species gained global attention in 2019 and 2020 when it was spotted in North America for the first time, prompting concerns over its impact on honeybee populations. Dubbed the murder hornet in media reports, this hornet is known for its aggressive behavior toward other insects, especially honeybees. A small group of Asian giant hornets can destroy an entire bee colony in just a few hours by decapitating bees and feeding their thoraxes to larvae. The sting is extremely painful and can deliver a large amount of venom. In rare cases, multiple stings can be fatal to humans due to allergic reactions or organ failure from the venom's toxicity. Governments and entomologists are tracking sightings and using traps to stop the hornet's spread in non-native areas. 7. Locusts. Scientists discovered that certain grasshopper species can switch between a solitary phase and a gregarious phase, and locusts are one of them. This phenomenon is called phase polyphenism. When environmental conditions promote breeding and food becomes abundant, solitary locusts crowd together. This triggers a transformation, both behavioral and physical. Their color darkens, they grow larger, and they become more active and social. Eventually, they form massive swarms that can stretch for hundreds of square kilometers. A single locust swarm can contain billions of insects, traveling an average 100 miles each day, and consuming everything in their path. 1 square mile of locusts can eat as much food in a day as 20,000 people. The most infamous species is the desert locust, found in Africa, the Middle East, and parts of Asia. In 2020, desert locust swarms caused widespread agricultural damage in East Africa and South Asia, prompting emergency responses from governments and aid organizations. 6. Fire ants. Fire ants, especially the red imported fire ant, are an invasive ant species originally from South America. Scientists discovered their spread into the United States in the 1930s through shipping ports in Alabama. Since then, they've rapidly colonized much of the southern U.S., parts of Asia, Australia, and even China. Fire ants are known for their aggressive behavior and painful stings. When disturbed, they swarm quickly and sting in coordinated attacks. The sting injects alkaloid venom that causes intense burning, itching, and sometimes severe allergic reactions. The resulting pustules can become infected if scratched. They build large mounds that can damage farm equipment and electrical infrastructure. Their colonies can contain over 200,000 workers and multiple queens. Fire ants feed on proteins and sugars and will attack small animals, posing a threat to ground-nesting birds and livestock. Control efforts include bait traps, boiling water treatments, and broadcast insecticides. But despite these measures, their resilience and ability to relocate make full eradication difficult in affected areas. 5. Cicada. Cicadas are famous not for what they do every year, but for what they don't. Periodical cicadas, especially Magicicada species, live most of their lives underground, 13 or 17 years, depending on the brood, before emerging all at once in massive, synchronized numbers. This event, called a mass emergence, overwhelms predators and creates a buzzing chorus heard across entire regions. Scientists discovered their life cycle is tied to prime numbers 13 or 17 to reduce the odds of syncing with predator cycles.
Some beetles, they could live 50 years. But in terms of development from egg to adult, these are the longest known life cycle.
Their underground years are spent feeding on tree root sap as nymphs. Then, triggered by ground temperature, they tunnel upward, shed their exoskeletons, and take to the trees to mate and lay eggs. Adult cicadas live for just a few weeks. Their loud calls are produced by specialized structures called tymbals. Males produce sound to attract females. Some species can reach 100 decibels. After mating, females lay eggs in twigs, and the cycle begins again as new nymphs drop to the soil and burrow. Despite the noise and sudden swarms, cicadas are harmless to humans and do not bite or sting. Their unusual life strategy is still studied as a rare example of evolutionary timing in insects. 4. Dobson fly. The Dobson fly is best known for its bizarre adult form, especially the males with long, tusk-like mandibles. But what defines this insect isn't its adult appearance, it's its larval stage. The aquatic larva, called a hellgrammite, spends up to 3 years underwater, hiding under rocks and preying on other small aquatic creatures. The adult stage lasts only a few days and is focused on reproduction. Hellgrammites are highly valued as fishing bait due to their toughness and predatory nature.
Fishermen will like to use them as bait, and they'll live in the streams and be an ambush predator, eating smaller aquatic insects, mayflies, larvae, caddisfly larvae.
They have 6 legs, strong jaws, and gill filaments that allow them to thrive in fast-moving, oxygen-rich streams. As larvae, they are crucial predators in aquatic food chains. Once they pupate and emerge as adults, Dobson flies do not feed. Males use their long mandibles to impress or maneuver during mating, while females retain functional, smaller jaws capable of biting. Despite their intimidating look, adult Dobson flies are not dangerous and are usually drawn to lights at night. Scientists discovered that their sensitivity to water quality makes them indicators of stream health. If hellgrammites are present, it usually signals clean, oxygen-rich fresh water. That makes them both ecologically important and useful to biologists and conservation efforts. 3. Tiger beetle. Tiger beetles are built for speed. With some species capable of running over 5 miles per hour, they're among the fastest insects relative to body size.
Kind of like a drag strip racer. When you're going super fast, all you see is this little point in front of you. Really impressive.
These beetles have long legs, bulging eyes, and strong mandibles, perfectly adapted for chasing down prey. Found on every continent except Antarctica, tiger beetles are predatory both as larvae and adults. What makes them particularly unique is how they hunt. They use their large eyes to detect movement and sprint toward their target, often stopping mid-chase because their brains can't process images fast enough while moving. Once close enough, they rely on powerful jaws to subdue insects their own size or larger. Tiger beetle larvae are also predators. They live in vertical burrows and ambush insects that pass by, pulling them underground for feeding. Some tiger beetles are metallic green or blue, making them visually striking. Their presence in ecosystems signals healthy insect populations and soil. Scientists discovered that their sprinting speed and reflexes are limited only by the rate at which their visual processing can keep up, not their muscle power. This combination of hunting style, physiological limit, and global distribution makes them a constant subject of behavioral research. 2. Jerusalem cricket. Often confused with a true cricket or giant ant, the Jerusalem cricket is neither. Found in the western United States and Mexico, this insect has generated myths for decades due to its unusual appearance. Its large, human-like head and thick legs have inspired nicknames like potato bug, though it doesn't eat potatoes and isn't a bug in the entomological sense. This insect is flightless and slow-moving. It lives underground most of its life, feeding on decaying organic matter and plant roots. Jerusalem crickets are nocturnal and usually only seen after rain or when unearthed during gardening. Some local legends suggest it can deliver venomous bites.
Trust me guys, this whole time I am so worried he is going to bite me because those jaws are so strong.
Unlike true crickets, it does not chirp using wings but communicates by drumming its abdomen against the ground. It also releases a foul odor as a defense. While unsettling in appearance, Jerusalem crickets play a helpful ecological role as decomposers and soil aerators. 1. Titan beetle. The Titan beetle is one of the largest beetles on Earth, reaching up to 7 inches in length. Native to the Amazon rainforest, it belongs to the Cerambycidae family, or longhorn beetles. Its most distinct feature is its powerful mandibles, capable of snapping pencils in half and inflicting serious bites. Despite its massive size, it does not feed during its adult stage. Scientists discovered that the adult Titan beetle's sole purpose is to find a mate, relying entirely on energy reserves from its larval development, which remains undocumented in the wild. Its antennae can exceed the length of its body, and its exoskeleton is thick and armored, likely offering protection from predators. This beetle is also capable of producing a loud hissing noise by rubbing body parts together, a behavior known as stridulation. While it can fly, sightings of this are rare due to its elusive nature and nocturnal habits. The species has become of interest in entomology for its extreme size, lack of documented larval form.
The larva of this great monster has not yet been found, but it must be at least twice as big as a beetle, really huge.
And its defensive adaptations. Although it looks intimidating, the Titan beetle poses little threat to humans unless handled aggressively. In the end, which insect did you find most intimidating? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to our channel for more. Till next time.